The story begins on New Year's Eve in Los Angeles. Fireworks light up the night sky as the city celebrates. The streets are filled with laughter, joy, and music, people embracing the arrival of a new year. Suddenly, amid the sound of firecrackers, gunshots echo through the streets. A sniper is on the loose, firing with terrifying precision. One shot, one kill. People collapse instantly as bullets strike their heads. When the dust settles, 29 people are dead. Meet Eleanor, also referred to as Nor in some scenes. She's a low-ranking security officer, handling minor disturbances in the city. When we first see her, she's breaking up a dispute at a local bar, routine work. But then, a chilling report comes through her radio: 25 confirmed dead, 17 injured. Without hesitation, Eleanor leaves, declaring, "The street is mine." She arrives at an apartment where an 18-year-old boy has been shot. His mother is sobbing over his body. Eleanor takes control, turning off the lights for safety and urging the woman to protect her other children. "Your daughter needs you now," she says gently. The investigation begins. Using thermal lasers, the police track the bullet trajectories, identifying the sniper's location, the 17th floor of a tall building. Before they can reach it, a massive explosion rips through the building. Evidence gone. Eleanor races to the scene and records video on her phone, hoping to catch the killer fleeing. She climbs the stairs to the 17th floor, but the air is filled with toxic gas. Gasping for breath, she collapses. She's rescued just in time by the emergency team and given an oxygen mask. The crime scene reveals a disturbing truth: the apartment had been illegally used. The killer never lived there. He broke in, used the vantage point to kill 29 people, and then rigged the place to explode, erasing any trace of himself. Despite her bravery, Eleanor is reprimanded for entering the danger zone without proper gear. Enter Lamar. A skilled investigator working with the FBI, Lamar joins the case. He tells the team, "We're not looking for a terrorist. We're looking for a professional, someone trained." While serving coffee at the department, a reminder of her rank, Eleanor discusses the case with a colleague. Her theory? The killer isn't political or ideological, he enjoys killing. It brings him peace. Lamar overhears this and is intrigued. Eleanor explains, he didn't stop at 5 or 10. He stopped at 29. That's when he felt full. But he'll get hungry again. Impressed, Lamar asks for her name. Later, Eleanor returns home. She swims in her apartment pool, trying to quiet her mind. But the case lingers. The next morning, she receives a surprise call: Lamar wants to meet. At a cafe, Lamar argues with his superior about shutting down public places to prevent another massacre. He's denied. Afterward, Lamar makes Eleanor an unexpected offer: join the investigation as a special agent. He recognizes her insight and her struggles. "You're potentially a good detective too," he says. Eleanor is stunned. But she accepts. Lamar also introduces Mackenzie, a highly skilled expert. "I only trust you two now," Lamar says. Together, the three begin reviewing hours of security footage. But gaps in the camera coverage make tracking the killer impossible. They analyze the weapon: it's an old, unregistered gun, impossible to trace. The team visits the morgue. All the victims were shot with frightening accuracy: head, neck, chest. "One shot, one-way ticket," Lamar mutters. "Most victims are male. There's no clear pattern." Then a lead, Frank, the head of counterterrorism, believes he's found the killer. The team rushes to the scene. Frank's team storms in. The boy, in a panic, jumps out of a window. He dies instantly. He had no weapon. No connection to the killings. Just loud music, and fear. Lamar is furious. "Where's his gun?" he demands. There's no answer. Back at HQ, Mackenzie identifies 3 painters who worked in the sniper's apartment. One of them arrives for questioning, with a baby. Eleanor finds his behavior odd. Lamar sends her out with the child, while he questions the man further. Later, Eleanor reviews test results from the apartment. The killer has iron deficiency, likely a vegetarian. It could be useful. Lamar catches her reading the report and lashes out, "You're not trained to interpret this data." Eleanor is hurt. She's trying to help, but still treated like a low-rank officer. That evening, Lamar apologizes. He invites her to dinner at his home, where she meets his husband. During the meal, they talk about the investigation, and about Eleanor's past. Lamar drives Eleanor to his home, where she meets his husband. They share a quiet dinner, discussing various topics including national policies and the psychological toll of law enforcement. After dinner, while his husband is in another room, Lamar opens up. He reveals he knows about Eleanor's past, her therapy for severe depression, aggression, addiction, and antisocial behavior. "You've suffered a lot," he says softly. Eleanor is caught off guard by how much he knows. The next day, at a busy shopping mall, a routine call sparks chaos. Security responds to a report of a missing shirt in the bathroom. Nothing appears suspicious at first, until a man, seen changing clothes and eating leftovers in the food court, draws attention. When approached, he panics and opens fire, killing several civilians and officers before fleeing. Eleanor, who had been at a gun shop inquiring about old rifle models, hears of the shooting and rushes to the mall. At the scene, she immediately reviews CCTV footage. Lamar arrives shortly after and gives the press a brief profile: tall, white male, around 35. They notice the killer used reflections in windows and blind spots to avoid detection. He hadn't come to kill, he came to clean up, change clothes, and eat. When security intervened, he reacted violently, using grenades and his unmatched precision. They find a shirt discarded in a trash bin, possibly the key to his DNA. Despite the odds, they track the garbage truck to a waste facility and search through mountains of trash. Miraculously, they recover the shirt. Lab analysis reveals the killer has a severe iron deficiency, matching Eleanor's earlier theory that he's a vegetarian. Footage of his shoes at the mall shows dried paint and chips, another connection to the painters previously questioned. Meanwhile, a tip leads police to a new location. Eleanor insists it's a diversion, but pressure from higher-ups forces the team to respond. At the site, they find a group of young, armed men staging a fake attack for social media fame. The confrontation ends in a shootout. Another costly misstep. The fallout is severe. Eleanor and Lamar are pulled from the case. The FBI deems Eleanor mentally unfit, citing her past, while Lamar is suspended due to repeated failures. That night, Lamar drinks heavily, his heart condition worsening under the strain. His husband pleads with him to stop. "They used you as the rope," he says. "You're not the hangman." Eleanor spirals as well, drowning her pain in alcohol. In her bathtub, she stares at the ceiling. The texture of the paint suddenly sparks a memory, something about the painter Ramsey. She races to his house and confronts him. "You gave someone else the keys during that job," she accuses. Ramsey denies it, until his furious wife intervenes, forcing him to confess. Ramsey reveals the truth. 2 years ago, he hired off-the-books labor to cut costs. One worker, a tall, quiet man, was intense, never ate meat, and worked like 2 men. He had once worked in a slaughterhouse and became a vegetarian after witnessing the horrors there. Lamar joins Eleanor and they quickly sketch a facial composite based on Ramsey's memory. They trace the killer to a slaughterhouse where he once worked. A woman named Ramona confirms his name, Dean Posey. Armed with this lead, they head to the Posey family home. Eleanor suggests calling for backup, but Lamar refuses. "If we're wrong again, we're done for good." They go in quietly and meet Dean's mother, who seems tense but cooperative. She explains that Dean vanished when the pandemic hit and reveals that, as a child, Dean was accidentally shot in the head by his father. He survived, but was never the same. Light and noise irritated him, and the army rejected him due to mental instability. While speaking, Dean suddenly appears and shoots Lamar, who collapses, critically wounded. His mother, eerily calm, disarms Eleanor. "I just want him to suffer less," she says. She drives Eleanor to a remote cabin where Dean is hiding and leaves her with an ultimatum: convince Dean to surrender, or help him die peacefully. Inside the cabin, Eleanor tries to connect with Dean. He's intelligent and deeply resentful of the world. Humans are noisy and selfish. This world's a prison, he tells her. He explains that he's tired, and wants Eleanor to kill him, after he falls asleep in his mother's arms. Their talk is interrupted by sirens. A patrol unit arrives, responding to gunfire at the house. Dean panics, believing Eleanor betrayed him. He drags her to a warehouse and locks her up, then kills the officers. More police surround the property. Dean plans another explosion to escape. Eleanor pleads with him, "You're tired. You want peace. Let me help." But Dean refuses. He triggers the blast. In the chaos, Eleanor wounds him but spares his life. She escapes and alerts police. They eventually find Dean, bleeding and limping through a field. Before he can surrender, police open fire, ending the reign of terror in a barrage of bullets. Lamar dies from his wounds. Eleanor mourns him deeply. She ensures he receives a posthumous Medal of Bravery and secures his full pension for his husband. Though the case nearly destroyed her, Eleanor is promoted to special agent. The city begins to heal, slowly. The killer is gone, and though peace remains fragile, the worst is over, for now. Friends, if you liked the story, then like the video, and if you are new on the channel, then subscribe to the channel. Subscribe and hit the notification bell to be the first to get the next update.